Hi! You wouldn't have thought it, but this week, we actually have way more updates, including a brand new leaked World Type 2. Sound updates, more on the happy ghasts and leashes, and a bunch of Nether updates that might pile up to a larger one coming soon. Let's talk all about them. Gamers, to jump into the thick of it, today we need to dive into Preview 1.21.90.21. Very first thing I want to check out here, this brand new fancy UI. Look at how juicy and tasty this stuff looks. This was a surprise little change that we checked out in last week's snapshot video. Wow, it looks good. I've still been staring at it. And if you were wondering what happens when you change the UI's format to this, well, this happens. It's not really that cool looking. As our summer drop update seemingly nears closer and closer, a strange mystery that's going on over here is the locator bar. At this point in time, the summer drop update is essentially a trio of features: the happy ghast, the lead improvements, and the locator bar. And over on Bedrock, the locator bar isn't even locked into this update quite yet. On the left hand, it's super weird, but on the right hand, maybe it's a good sign. Maybe this update still is kind of far away, and there's a lot more development left to it. Now this week, the beacon has actually received a gigantic parody update. The beam. You take a look at this thing and how far it goes up into the sky, because oh my gosh, this thing goes all the way up for eternity. Beacon beams will now be able to render with a maximum height of 2,048 blocks, but tragically, beacon beams horizontally still do not render very far at all. Unfortunately, it's actually pretty easy to escape the horizontal range of a beacon still. So sad. Sounds. In one of the earlier snapshots for this summer drop update, some big changes were made to sounds that were implemented. Call them indecisive, call them unsure, whatever, but these were brand new sounds implemented just one update ago. In this week's changelog, a pretty hunky chunk of this log here was dedicated to sounds. Our first big sound update, I mean, listen to it. It's windy, it's sandy, it sounds really, really nice, and now, no longer is it going to be controlled by just plain old sand. In fact, if I stand in an area that has multiple blocks deep worth of sand, like this beach over here, well, I'm not really hearing anything, actually, other than the beacon and the nether. Instead, the new sand mechanics, well, they're not really sand mechanics. They're actually grass mechanics instead. Now you'll need either short or tall dry grass, as well as at least 2 blocks deep of sand on top of each other. Also, in a feature that I think was exclusive to Bedrock Edition, these sand sounds were actually biome locked as well. I mean, they just wouldn't play in some biomes. And no longer does this sand grass combo need sky access to be able to play the sounds, and no longer will terracotta be able to play the sand sounds. Instead, look, I actually might be in love with Bedrock Edition. For the first time ever, I can hear these. Listen. Oh, they're definitely so much louder on Bedrock. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of these ambient sounds. Maybe instead of being tied to specific blocks, plants. That's definitely a better move. Happy gas, happy gas. Haven't actually checked it out on Bedrock Edition in a couple of weeks' time, but long story short, this thing, it's just about in perfect parity. One thing that seems to be behaving a little bit differently over here, though, is the boat on a harness. We don't actually have that secret cool texture popping up, like, at least I don't think at all. Also, the leads absolutely are not connected to the happy ghasts at all, so, yeah. But even our newest, most freshest shift up to this update, including the dried grass recipe, yes. In a move that might just maybe be a little bit different over here on Bedrock Edition, though, the happy ghast or the ghast league. These things will actually follow grown-up happy ghasts now, as long as a player isn't in the mix here. Also, I definitely feel like the ghast league on Bedrock Edition is way larger than it is on Java. Like, look at how big that thing is compared to me. On Java, it's way smaller. Happy Ghast Bedrock Edition potion effects. Look, I don't know if they did or didn't before on Bedrock, but they definitely do work on Bedrock now. In my little absence of Bedrock Edition preview videos, another big change that has made it over to Bedrock Edition is the lead and leash updates, except they're also not in perfect parity here. They're a little bit different. So when it comes to all of our leashing mechanics, you know, being able to lead entities to other entities, yeah, that's definitely still here. And to add to that, multiple entities can all be leashed and grouped together. But on Java, an interesting, unique thing happens when you leash 3 entities together. Essentially, all pathfinding will completely halt, which is really weird. This is basically happening because there is no technical leader of the leash chain. But on Bedrock Edition, the mobs don't care at all, actually. They will all keep pathfinding and wandering around on their own, at their own will. Also, I mean, you probably notice it right off the bat here, but the leashes are completely different as well. Not only do they connect to entities in different spots, but they also animate or render completely differently here. Like sometimes when the mobs get close, the lead actually lays on the ground, which is so cool looking. Is it weird that they would update this stuff and not make sure it's like perfectly exactly the same? But I mean, hey, at least one thing that seems solidly consistent is the indestructibleness of these leads now. They're so strong. And our most newest lead update that happened on Java just this week, the brand new lead recipe, well, great news, that's made it over here too. Now, up until this point in time, at least the recording of this video, the true and proper theme of the summer drop update, it's a little bit unclear. With all of our lead changes, and you know, of course, with leads being a great and huge way to be able to actually move things around your world, well, with those cool changes on top of the happy gas, one could maybe suggest it's a transport update. But at the same time, the locator bar, another huge part of this update, at least for sure on Java, I mean, that's not really transportation at all. Theme's up in the air. So with that all being said, what if I told you that this update could be a Nether update? This week, on the Bedrock side of things, we have a ton of various interesting changes that all pile up to involve the Nether. Our first big Nether change of the day that we could dive into here involves the piglin, our gold-loving friend. Just like how it went down on Java this week, the piglins will now be able to barter dry to ghast. Now, I've done a little bit more research into these odds here, and it seems that this ghast trade only has about a 25% chance of happening when the piglins barter and get their gold. So it's going to be rare, and that's going to make some of the other rare trades like ender pearls a little bit harder to find too. But the piglin barter update, quite obviously, another update. Another Nether update that went down not this week, but actually last week. Well, the Nether, vibrant visuals. It's had some pretty big shakeups. We'll talk more about that soon. A new interesting little bit of polishing work that has gone down involves both the piglins and the hoglins that you'll be able to find spawning inside of the bastion. When you unlived these things for the longest time, well, oddly enough, they just wouldn't drop experience. Now, not only if you take a piglin, but a hoglin out that happen to have spawned inside of the piglin bastion, this goes for any of the variants, well, the experience will now actually drop. A simple little change that we've got here involves the zombified piglin, specifically the baby variant. Can I get him from the spawn egg? Yes, I can. The baby variant of the zombified piglin will no longer carry a golden sword. In multiple ways, no pun intended, it's a small change, but an interesting one. Oh, now maybe in our largest and most dangerous change here out of all of our Nether updates, the blaze. Look at this thing. Inside of a Nether fortress here, if you're familiar with this on Bedrock Edition, then immediately you notice the difference. I am so far away from these blaze, like really, really far, but they're firing at me from so far away. The blaze have gotten way more angry and dangerous inside of this update. Instead of firing at you from a mere 17, a measly 17 or more blocks far away is all you had to be before, and you were basically out of range of the blaze, but now, no longer is that going to be the case. The blaze will fire at you from up to 48 blocks away. Oh, no. This is absolutely insane. All right, so bad news here. Technically speaking, this is a parody update. All right, so terrifyingly, this update right here is actually a parody update with how the blaze behave on Minecraft Java Edition. And wow, these things. I mean, I'm not even that familiar with combat and experiences in general on Bedrock Edition, but this is so much more dangerous. Like the Nether Fortress, not only are the mobs already really bad here, but the blaze and the balls. Whoa, what even is all that screaming? Oh my god. This is one of the most dangerous upgrades that a Minecraft mob has received in a hot minute, and honestly, it's calling me back to that Inferno boss thing here. These things, they all might as well be the boss blaze now. Oh, man, if you gotta go to the fortress, go to it before this update. Now, another interesting change here, it involves the Zoglin and the baby zombified piglin. So when both of these mobs would be chasing the player, the Zoglin, specifically the baby zombified piglin, they would actually receive a little bit of a speed boost, which would make them way quicker and, well, pretty straightforward, therefore way more dangerous than they already are. For this one, honestly, it's all kind of crazy, and not gonna lie, I can't be the only person that forgets about the Zoglin, right? So that's a lot of updates, specifically Nether-focused updates. Completely forgot to mention it when we were talking about the blaze. I was just so overwhelmed, but also the attack sound distance has been changed as well. So do all of these oddly specific changes that take place all across the Nether dimension necessarily amount to a confirmed Nether update for this update? No. But for one, we call it back to what we have already, the happy ghast. For a two here, we throw it back to an update that happened just a couple of months ago. Minecraft 1.21.60. This was the overworld update before the overworld update. Like, if you could remember, inside of that update, the devs went all around Bedrock Edition, the entire overworld, and basically patched biome after biome in order to make it exactly the same as Minecraft Java. After they went ahead and got everything in plant parity, biome beautifulness, the spring to life drop ended up happening. I guess technically speaking, it could still be a little early to tell here, but all of these changes sure do feel oddly focused, don't they? So a while ago, surprise, one of the greatest plot twists of all time on Minecraft Bedrock Edition, super flat world, custom presets, they popped up in the game. Right now, we're still looking at the same 10 or so presets, missing the void one from Java entirely. Right now, when it comes to these presets, we also are not able to customize these things, even though it kind of appears like we might be able to. Now, thanks to some interesting information found tucked inside of the code of one of the latest previews, we know there's more for sure. So this time around, instead of our usual suspect, we have a brand new code digger. This one was found by Harya, and it's juicy. Inside of the files of one of the latest previews, terrain block atlas 3232. And then after that, we enhanced it a little bit more, and oh my gosh, look at this thing. It is literally every single block and plant thing in the entire game. Now, alongside the initial debut of this custom flat world stuff, the devs did say that they were still working on it. They are collecting feedback. In fact, they put a whole button for it in the game right here. That's pretty unusual. And they said new and different types would be coming to the game, as well as the void preset. On top of that, one of the other things that really makes me think that customizable worlds would have been making it to the game is this whole height information right here. Like, think about it. If we weren't able to actually customize this stuff, why is the height information really that valuable to have here? Like, so crucial to know that they need to put it on the menu. It's really not. It only makes sense. In the year of 2025, if they're doing parity updates, well, not only will they bring all of the presets that are already here, but, well, I mean, they'd bring everything else as well, including being able to customize this stuff like heavy. I do really wonder, though, I dream always of a better UI for Minecraft Java and all of this stuff. Like, the presets are really nice, but it would be great to be able to have a new button here that lets us select blocks and maybe just drag them over into the list of blocks inside of the world to expand it way easier. Also, like, imagine being able to just tap on these numbers right here and just type different numbers, 34, and all of a sudden you got 34 mud. So a lot of improvements could be made, and it looks like even more of them are coming to Bedrock soon. I wonder if custom superflat is going to be another big part of the summer drop update. Nether updates, various sound updates, new world types, oh my. Side note, in the latest Java snapshot, they completely broke and dyed signs. Like, I don't know what's going on here with that coloration. That's insane. Like, I almost can't even read this top secret message right here. In fact, if you can, legend has it that your IQ is easily over 72. Channel members get extra perks and benefits, including posts and sometimes videos. Check the description for a link. Smash like, and that's all I've got for you today, besties. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.